Hi and welcome. My name is Moses, and we are going to talk about the writing styles in content writing. First of all, there's some things I want you to understand. The purpose as to why we are doing content writing is basically to inform. Okay, there are very little there is less chance when you're going to write to maybe describe or narrate just for the purpose of that. In fact, for the last 5 years that I've worked as a freelance content writer, I have not had such a chance of working with a business that doesn't want any job or its nature is just to have content that is not informative. In fact, almost 100% of what I have done, because I worked as a business writer, so because I was a business consultant in the area of management, so those areas, it is basically informative content. Okay, so if it is a newsletter or an article or a blog article, a white paper or anything of the sort, any content type which we are going to cover in the next lesson, any content type or format that you are going to write on, the sole purpose is to inform and sell. Those are the two basic premises of content writing. You must know how to sell and when to sell, and when to inform and when not to inform. So you know that the thin line between informing and selling, because the purpose of informing is also to sell. Because if you are not selling, the business is not going to see any reason as to why they should continue hiring you for their services. So your work must have a real life financial incentive. Okay, and so these are the basic types of writing that I have seen, that is the writing style that I have seen to be very effective. And regardless of the type of the work that you have been given, either it is purely analytical or technical, just know that these two writing styles, they are going to guide you through. First of all, you must be as descriptive as possible. Okay, because when you are being descriptive, you ensure that all the details are included. And when you are doing a descriptive work, you ensure that the level of language that you are using can be understood by a 5th grade person. That is a person with a 5th grade level of education. And what this means is that you are going to write in as much as a simple English or simple language as possible. In this case, you're not supposed to use complicated, or we normally call them buzzwords. So these are big corporate jargons or business jargons that are only relevant to business professionals. And even if you're working in the B2B business, that is business to business space, the client that you are going to serve, the content it's not going to be consumed by the client themselves, unless they are telling you maybe to write emails to the for example, if you are in the B2B and maybe the company that you are, or the business that you are writing for, maybe it is in the B2B business space, that is the only time you are going to write to another business. Okay, and the only type I have seen that is working for a B2B is only when you are writing a white paper. A white paper is only time it is going to be consumed by professionals. But if it is not a white paper or other highly technical internal content, for example, if you're doing analytics and an analysis for the business itself, for the content to be consumed, if it is a report or an internal communication that the business hired you to do, and then you have to deliver, and then it is going to be used by the administration. That is the only time I have seen my content or the content that I have created to be consumed by professionals. All the other time, it is only consumed by the customers of these audiences, or the audience of these businesses. And by so doing, I must be, when I know I am writing for the business, the customers to this business, I must ensure that the language that I am using is as simple as possible. And when you are writing for these people, you must ensure that, first of all, you are narrating as a story, writing in first person or second person, assuming you are talking to your friend or you are talking to a group of people, maybe at an event or a classroom or something of the sort. That is the only time, that is the tone you are supposed to ensure that is consistent in that the point of view that you are going to use throughout the content. Okay, it is supposed to sound as though the business itself is speaking to the customer directly. And if you want to understand this much further, look at the emails or any communication from your relevant brand, and you will see it is writing to you directly, touching at your own pain points and delivering on them. Okay, because if they do not do that, you don't have any business with them, and by so doing, your work is only relevant to you if it resonates to you as a user. That is the only time that work is going to be relevant to you, and so you are going to use the same formula when you are writing these things. And the first, as we have said, the first writing style is to be as descriptive as possible using narration techniques. That is, narrating it as though you are talking to your friend, or representing the same to a group of people who are either learners, or they are visitors, or people who are not conversant with that business jargon. Okay, and that way you are going to be successful in that. That is using descriptive style. The other style is exploratory. So here you are going to explore on a specific topic, and we say a specific topic. For example, the thing that you are going to tackle, that is the topic you are going to tackle. You are going to explore it as though you know nothing about it, and then the way you are presenting it to the audience is as though you are learning with them and stating your findings. That is how I see it. I don't know if other people see it, but that is how it has worked for me using this exploratory thing. So this is because the nature of the work that I do, we are backed up by a lot of research, customer engagement, and also data. Okay, so when we say we are exploring things and that, we state our findings and interpret them to the audience, how it means and how and why it matters to them, and that way they are going to be fully immersed. And whatever we are trying, because everything that you write down, it must have a goal, and this goal is not to sit down and just read your work and then they don't do anything. Now, if they read and they don't do anything, then you have failed as a content writer. So what you do, if the job is to entertain or to do something else, you must make sure that this one, the job that you are doing, the writing that you are conducting, is helping the client or the customer to make a desired action. So this action depends on the metrics that you have discussed with your client, that is the business itself. And this includes things like sign-ups. It can be in form of sign-up, things that can be measured. Number of sign-ups, number of buys or sales, the revenues generated, profits. Okay, and how if you have discussed maybe the amount of profits and so forth, it means that there must be a relevant action, and this action can be either sign up, buying, or booking a call, or it depends on the type of a call to action that you need the customer to make after reading that content or watching, depending on the type of the content that you have been tasked to provide. So those are the two common styles that I have seen and that I have worked with. And it is regardless of whether you are working with the numerical terms or the numerical data or textual data, make sure that there are always visuals, because most of the customers that you are going to deal with, not all of them they have the same kind of learning capabilities. And in the business space and in the digital space, you know how limited attention is. And so what you need to do is ensure that whatever you are writing on, it has visual representation. And what we are saying is, for example, for us, for me, the Doran managers, we work on data, real-time data. So we go to the field or we go to the client's premise and we do research, all those analysis, and then we report on them. So what we do, if it is, for example, percentages or anything that can be tracked, you do so by presenting it visually, either by through pie charts, diagrams, yes, there are histograms, and even infographics. That is infographics, and these can be in terms of cycles and so forth. So you are the one who is going to determine that, and also ensure that the graphics that you use, they are relevant to the content that you are discussing or creating. And so what this means is that whatever you are going to use, it is adding the value. It is adding to the value of the customer towards the business itself. And so whatever you are going to use, make sure it is relevant in adding to the story or whatever you are trying to convince the client or the customer to take action to. Okay? And then with that, you will have realized the main objective, which is to make the business more money. Yes, to make the business have more money, have more customers, and generate more revenue, so that you can also get paid and have somewhere to work tomorrow. And have repeat customer and good reputation in the business. And with that, I know you are good to go. Okay? Yes. So ensure that you are as descriptive as possible, and work on your narration technique. Okay? Make sure that you are telling stories and writing in a way that is descriptive and narrating as though you are talking to somebody in a conversation style. That is the only way you are going to make your work as descriptive as possible and deliver on the promise. And then now the other one is exploratory, and exploratory, you are going to explore, you immerse you are the reader in your journey to getting the desired results. And this way, by the time you are the customer is finishing reading your piece, he or she will be convinced to have reached a certain point at which you wanted, and this is where he or she gets the help, or gets to make you help him or her to make the decision that you wanted. That is the desired decision which you had in mind even when you are creating those content. And with that, I know you're good to go. See you in the next lesson.